Trump actually floated making Canada the 51st state. Seriously. Now, Canada's brand new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, is heading straight into the fire, scheduled for a meeting with President Trump at the White House this Tuesday. This is a big deal because Carney basically got elected, partly because Canadians were fed up with Trump's economic moves and digs at their country. Carney campaigned on standing up to him, so Carney says he's going to Washington to hammer out the best deal for Canada and tackle what he calls immediate trade pressures. But even before the meeting, Trump sounded almost puzzled, telling reporters on Monday, "I'm not sure what he wants to see me about. I guess he wants to make a deal. Everybody does." Why are Canadians so on edge about this? Well, Trump's meetings with foreign leaders don't exactly have a reputation for being smooth sailing. Just look at what happened with Ukrainian President Zelensky. That Oval Office visit turned into a public dressing down that left diplomats shocked. Canadians are worried Carney might end up being used as a political prop too. One expert, Robert Bothwell from the University of Toronto, flat out said, he's got more to lose than he has to gain, warning that the Zelensky precedent is not encouraging. The history here feels particularly tense for Canada. Trump hasn't just imposed damaging tariffs that strain one of the world's tightest trade partnerships. He's made some pretty wild comments. Besides casually suggesting Canada should just become the 51st U.S. state, he's also implied the Prime Minister should be called governor. In an interview with Time just last month, Trump doubled down on the 51st state idea, insisting he wasn't trolling. He threw out a claim that the U.S. loses $200 to $250 billion a year supporting Canada through military spending in a trade deficit. A number of fact-checkers haven't been able to back up. He recounted asking Governor Trudeau why the U.S. loses so much money supporting Canada, saying Trudeau couldn't answer. Trump's conclusion? We don't need their lumber, we don't need their energy, we don't need anything from Canada. And I say the only way this thing really works is for Canada to become a state. He even dismissed the border as just an artificially drawn line. Carney, for his part, won his election fueled by backlash against this kind of talk. After his victory, he made it clear Canada would never give in to the United States. As I have been warning for months, America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country, he declared on April 29th. President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never ever happen. Since taking office, Carney has signaled a shift, stating the old relationship based on steadily increasing integration is over, and emphasizing ties with the UK and France instead. He says the main point of the Trump meeting is to discuss military spending and the hefty 25% tariffs Trump slapped on Canadian exports like vehicles, auto parts, steel, and aluminum. Tariffs that threaten hundreds of thousands of jobs and led Canada to retaliate with its own 25% tariffs on U.S. goods. Carney acknowledged it will be a complex negotiation. The pressure on Carney is huge. Canadians expect him to stand firm and not appear subservient. As Professor Bothwell put it, if Trump gets out of line in public, then it's Carney's job to shake his head and say, well, no, I don't agree. Politically, Carney might have some breathing room. He leads a strong liberal minority government, and another election isn't expected soon, giving him space to take this risk. But the unpredictability factor with Trump is massive. It's not just about the tariffs either. Trump is already talking about an early review of the big U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, USMCA, which wasn't scheduled until 2026. This meeting could become a pivotal moment for the continent's economy. Carney is trying to lower expectations, saying on Friday, do not expect white smoke out of that meeting. But in the unpredictable world of Trump's White House, maybe the real goal for Carney is simpler yet harder. Just avoid public humiliation. As one expert noted, Trump cares a lot about optics and personal interactions. For Prime Minister Carney, the key will be to stand his ground and sidestep becoming another awkward international incident.